a sudden bandh called by right-wing groups took parts of Kerala by surprise, particularly inconveniencing pilgrims in Sabarimala who were unable to buy even essentials like water. There was also sporadic violence. The provocation for all of this, the arrest of a right-wing leader, KP Sasikala. Late in the evening today, the BJP's General Secretary in the state was also picked up by the police. Another day that made it all too apparent what a pitched political battle Sabarimala has become.
A sudden statewide dawn to dusk hartal in Kerala today, called by right-wing organizations including BJP. After police arrested the state president of Hindu Aikya Vedi, KP Sasikala, 2 kilometers away from the temple late last night. She has been part of the protests against the Supreme Court allowing women in the 10 to 50 age group to enter the temple. KP Sasikala has been served a show-cause notice by the court before being released from police custody. The Kerala government hit out at Sasikala and the BJP RSS.
സർവകക്ഷി യോഗത്തിലൊക്കെ തന്നെ കോൺഗ്രസിന്റെ നേതാവും പ്രതിപക്ഷ കക്ഷികളും ബിജെപിയും എല്ലാം ആവശ്യപ്പെട്ടത് സർക്കാർ ഇതിന് തയ്യാറാവുമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞില്ല, തയ്യാറാവില്ല എന്ന് കൃത്യമായിട്ട് പറയുന്നതിനോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ
ഇത് ഒരു യുദ്ധപ്രഖ്യാപനമാണ് സർക്കാർ നടത്തുന്നത്. ഞങ്ങളത് ഏറ്റെടുത്തു. ശരിക്കും ഒരു യുദ്ധപ്രഖ്യാപനമാണ് നടത്തുന്നത്, ഭക്തരോടുള്ള ഒരു യുദ്ധപ്രഖ്യാപനം.
But the brunt of the hartal was borne by common people and devotees, with not even drinking water to buy.
Basic infrastructure is lacking in a place as spiritual as Sabarimala, then perhaps all of these people and others are facing tough problems, and that is something that the government would do well to look at.
In Kozhikode, a couple was beaten by protesters for defying the hartal. The woman, a journalist and daughter-in-law of a CPM district secretary, was hit on her chest.
10-12 RSSകാർ ആയുധങ്ങളുമായിട്ട് തടഞ്ഞു നിർത്തി, നമ്മളെ വണ്ടി തടഞ്ഞു നിർത്തി, വണ്ടിയിൽ നിന്ന് പുറത്ത് വലിച്ചിടാൻ നോക്കി ആക്രമിക്കുകയായിരുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ വണ്ടീൻ്റെ പുറത്തിറങ്ങാത്തതുകൊണ്ട് മാത്രം രക്ഷപ്പെട്ടാന്ന് കൊല്ലുമെന്ന് പറയും. എന്നെ ഇവിടെയും പിടിച്ച് വണ്ടീൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിലേക്കായിട്ട് പിടിക്കുകയും അടിക്കുകയും എന്തോ ആയുധം കൊണ്ട് ആക്രമിക്കാൻ നോക്കാം.
But the face-off at Sabarimala continues. Earlier this evening around 7:30, police detained Kerala BJP General Secretary and moved him from the Nilakal base camp. Well, he claims he came in his capacity as a devotee. Police wouldn't let him go, fearing possible law and order problems. With Alok Pandey at Pamba, Sneha Koshi in Trivandrum, with camera person Govind at Sabarimala, Sam Daniel for NDTV.
Well, joining us tonight, Amarjeet Kaur, National Secretary of the CPI, Meera Sood, Supreme Court lawyer, is with us. Niranjan Shetty joining us from the BJP tonight, and Rahul Ishwar, president of the group that calls itself the Ayappa Dharma Sena, also with us. Niranjan Shetty, let me begin with you. One arrest, enough to, call a bandh across Kerala, throw the same pilgrims who, the BJP and other right-wing groups are clearly so concerned about. They've perhaps been, these pilgrims have been inconvenienced the most. What is the message that we're taking away from here? Is Sabarimala no longer about faith, but far more about politics?
Basically, I would not be able to comment what exactly is happening at the ground level, at ground zero. But yes, as far as I understand from the media reports, what could be seen, there is some unrest within the Kerala that certain steps have been taken by the people those should not have taken up. So I think let us leave Kerala and those people, those in the Sabarimala, to decide what is good for them. Let the other be apart from the Sabarimala issue.
Rahul Ishwar, you've been on the ground throughout. You were arrested yourself earlier. What is going on? Is this still about the entry of women or something far larger? Because this just now seems to be about a pitched political battle.
See, ma'am, two things. One, Sabarimala is basically a spiritual battle for us. All the political parties, the BJP, the Congress are supporting us. We are thankful for it. I don't belong to RSS, neither am I a Swayamsevak.
I have never went to any shaka. At the same point of time, people like Sasikala teacher are voicing a very strong sentiment of...
All right, we seem to be having some trouble with that connection. We'll try and get back to him in just a moment. But Amarjeet Kaur, would you say that the state's response was a proportionate one? The arrest today, 2 arrests, including that of the BJP General Secretary. Why are we seeing Sabarimala take on this hard political contour, as it were?
You see, they have purposely, RSS and BJP has purposely created this situation over there. every state after state, we are finding that pick up a particular issue to polarize the society or to create a situation of law and order wherever it is non-BJP governments especially. And wherever BJP governments, they shelter and promote such elements who create ruckus and do the polarization politics. So, with Sabarimala case also, they have tried to politicalize it.
But the BJP is accusing the Kerala government of arresting and harassing its workers and leaders. Would you say, for instance, the developments we saw today, the BJP General Secretary being forcibly arrested and removed, has it been proportionate? Has the response of the Kerala government been proportionate?
No, rather one should say that they are stopping Kerala government to implement the law of the land. Every government, center or state, irrespective of left, right or center, every government has duty to implement the law of the land. That should be done. So, it has been come to the focus that BJP leaders accepted. There was a sting operation also. They accepted that they have been meddling into this issue and they are mobilizing people. So, they are creating this scene of law and order situation there, purposely trying to have their political gain.
Okay, fair enough. Meera, so the court has made it clear that its previous order stands until the next hearing, which isn't until the 22nd of January. So the Kerala government, at least as far as the law goes, doesn't have any choice but to enforce the court's order. Is that correct?
That's absolutely true. And, you know, it's just, as you said, this is now no longer really an issue of women's entry, because I think what people need to understand is that this is an issue of contempt of court. This is an issue of complete lawlessness and disregard for the legal and judicial system that is being actively aided and abetted and instigated by political parties. And the court should take suo motu cognizance of this contempt of its orders.
Niranjan Shetty, respond to that. You know, the fact that at the end of the day, this is about the law. This is the highest court in the land that's spoken. You know, you may choose to continue to do politics over it, but can you really hold the Kerala government to account, because all it is doing is following the top court's orders?
Now, you need to understand, I do not know the name of the previous lady
that was Meera Sood, a lawyer in the Supreme Court who was speaking.
Yeah, no, the previous one.
Amarjit Kaur of the CPI.
Amarjit Kaur. Yeah, I would like to humbly respond to her that, you know, it's like blaming our BJP people. Actually, it is the responsibility of the CM of the state to maintain law and order. It is the responsibility of that particular state government that they should meet the protesters, understand their issues, so that no such law and order issue has been created. So basically, it is a failure of your CM that he's been not able to tackle all these protesters and understand their issues.
At the moment,
so I think that you need to interrogate, and your CM needs to understand that how you should maintain law and order.
Yes,
you cannot blame others.
Responsibility
in democracy, everybody has a right. Ma'am, Amarjit Kaur ma'am, you should understand, in democracy everybody has the right. Do you want to say there are no things going on in UP? There are no protests in Maharashtra? Where we are in power, we know what.
Yes,
where we are in power, we know what urban nationalists are doing.
Please listen to me. I agree with you.
Where we are in power, what are the urban nationalists
doing? This is not a debate about urban nationalists.
No, apart from that, there are so many people been hacked and butchered. There are so many people hacked and butchered.
I would like to say to
in Kerala itself.
Quickly, I will respond to what you are saying. Everybody has a right to believe or not to believe, to follow a ritual or not to follow a ritual, to go to a place of religion for his or her belief or not to go to that place. I fully agree with you on that ground, and that is why I want to say everyone, it is government or the citizens,
it's a failure of your government not to able to speak to the protester.
If you are trying to say CM is responsible,
you speak to the protester, understand their moves, solve that issue.
You tell why
you are unable to solve that issue.
Supreme Court decision. While
you
are
are
violating
unable to
Supreme
solve
Court
the issues.
decision.
Speak to your people.
I want to open this up further.
Keralites.
Please.
I agree with
Niranjan
the
Shetty.
advocate
Speak
friend.
to your
Niranjan
people.
Shetty and Amarjit Kaur. Let's bring the others in also. Rahul Ishwar is back with us. Rahul Ishwar, one quick point. Explain to us why the Devaswam board has now suddenly decided to petition the Supreme Court and ask for more time to implement the order to allow women of all ages into the shrine, when so far it's been utterly opposed to the idea. What is this? Is this a delaying tactic?
No, ma'am, there are two things. One, lakhs of women already enter Sabarimala. There is only an age regulation in Sabarimala.
Okay.
We are
Women
trying to
between
point
the
out
ages
that
of 10
in
and
Supreme
50.
Court and trying to point out that there is no gender discrimination in Sabarimala, but only an age regulation. We will go ahead with 50 review petition and almost 3 to 4
for
writs.
women.
We are
That is
trying to
gender
point that out.
discrimination.
And along with that, and we are also pointing out this is not gender discrimination. Lakhs of people, women already visit Sabarimala. Please understand that 12 states have witnessed protest. 6 different nations have witnessed protest.
It's a fair point that's
632
being
protests
made.
happens.
There is no
Yes.
age restriction for men. So then how is it not gender discrimination?
Because there is only an age regulation for women. Lakhs of women come to Sabarimala every year.
The age regulation is only for women. That makes it gender discrimination.
Just give me 2 lines. This is not because of periods, but because of the nature of the deity, which is called Naishtika Brahmacharya. Every temple has its own uniqueness, and that uniqueness of Sabarimala is the concept
Mr.
of
Ishwar, I have
deity
a question. I have a question. Please
called
answer it.
Brahmacharya.
Mr.
We
Ishwar, will
pointing
you
out
please
these
answer
things
my
and
question?
we hope are non-political. We are happy to get support of all political parties. We will be going ahead in the strongest
I have one question for
Rahul
Mr.
Ishwar,
Ishwar.
my larger question to you.
I have one question for Mr. Ishwar. I would really like him to answer it.
Yes,
Mr. Ishwar, please tell me, what does celibacy have to do with menstruation? What is the connection?
There is absolutely no connection.
Then why are you stopping only menstruating age women based on the celibate nature of the deity?
It's a purposeful agenda by some people.
Mr. Ishwar, then tell me, why are you stopping menstruating age women only on the basis of the celibate nature of the deity? What is the connection?
There is no connection, madam. If a woman is around the age of 52 and if her menstruation has not stopped, she can still come to Sabarimala.
So then what is the logic? So then what is the logic?
No connection
so
to
then
periods.
what is the logic of 10 to 50? What is the logic?
The 10 to 50 logic is before the age of 10 or 12, they are considered young girls, and above the age of 50 or 55, they are considered Maligapuram or mothers. And this is the spiritual rationale of this thing of the temple. And
All right. Then tell me. So you are saying that women who are neither young girls nor mothers cannot comply with the deity's demand for celibacy? Why? What is the connection?
Because the basic concept of Sabarimala is a tantric temple. It's a
Okay, I think we need to move beyond this now. You know,
moving away from
okay.
I think this is important, Ankita, because I think what this comes down to is that the burden for men's celibacy also rests on women. That is what it is coming down to, that fertile women need to be kept away, because as usual the burden for celibacy of the vow of celibacy that the male devotees take also depends on women. They are responsible for it.
I don't think we've heard an answer to that from...
He himself is contradicting. It is gender discrimination.
Yes.
He himself is saying
and he also says
important.
that there is no connection clearly between celibacy and menstruating women. So we're going to move on from that. Rahul Ishwar, very quickly now, why does this seem to be more swamped in politics than about faith? Maybe we're talking about faith or spirituality or the traditions of Sabarimala here, but increasingly, at least on the ground in Kerala, this seems to be far more about politics. It's about who's being arrested, it's about who's calling a bandh, it's about what kind of violence is playing out in the name of Sabarimala. Would you agree that this is the case? Rahul Ishwar.
Ma'am, I had a small audio problem, I couldn't hear, but these are the 2 specific points I would like to make. It's because of the nature of the deity. We have given this in Supreme Court. The deity is in the form of a Naishtika Brahmacharya. There is no connection to periods. This is referred in Daksha Samhita. This is in 1896 Raja Yoga book of Vivekananda. This is an in-depth spiritual practice. We are pointing out these, and we are...
Okay, we see...
It's wrongly quoting Vivekananda.
Okay. My point really is about what we've seen in the last 2 days. There was the activist Trupti Desai who wasn't even allowed to leave the airport in Kochi. We had Kerala ministers actually hinting that she was co-opted by the RSS, that she was essentially there to keep the Sabarimala pot boiling, as it were. In the end, she left without actually leaving the airport. What do we make really of activists, women's activists like this, who are now going to Sabarimala? You know, are they attention seekers? Are they politically motivated? Are they keeping, you know, the Sabarimala standoff brewing? What is it that we're seeing?
Look, I think one important thing is even when people talk of, you know, women devotees are opposed to women entering and all of that, there is no monolith here. There is no monolithic Kerala women. There are women who are supporting the entry of women, and there are women who are against it.
Absolutely.
There is no monolithic Ayyappa devotee. Some support it, some don't. Similarly, there is probably no one reason that we can say all these women who are wanting to go are either all activists. Many of them are devotees, genuine devotees. Many of them are activists who are also devotees. Many of them may be going there because they have the right to do so, and they believe that that's an important point to make. And the important thing to remember is it doesn't matter. The Constitution does not mandate some sort of test of devotion.
Okay.
Before it grants you the right to enter a temple.
Amarjit Kaur, is this now becoming far more than just about women's rights?
Men's devotion is never called into question.
Yeah, of course, no, absolutely. But is this now going beyond just a gender discourse, or is it sort of beyond the law also now? Is this far more about the larger political scenario in Kerala and something that is just benefiting parties? Let this fester, let this continue, and you know, everyone can gain something.
For last 4.5 years, what we are seeing, whenever there are elections around, one or the other issue in a particular state is picked up, which is made an all India scenario, and then the politics is done on that. Now they want to keep Sabarimala boiled, not only these 5 states election, they are looking at 2019 also. So Kerala also they want to hit at. What I simply want to say is, it began with, of course, gender discrimination.
Right.
The people want, you see, everybody, it is a personal choice. You believe or you don't believe is a personal choice. Responsibility of state is to respect the law of the land and implement it. And the people, as far as they are concerned, they have every right to accept or not to accept anybody's opinion.
Right.
But here the question is very, very clear. They want purposely to create violent situation and a law and order situation. Political motive is there. Political benefits they want to take, and that's why they are trying all these things. This is a contempt of court also.
Contempt
I fully
of court,
agree with our advocate friend.
And the top court is hearing the petitions on the 22nd of January. In the meantime, isn't it really incumbent upon all political parties, including the one that rules Kerala, to keep the peace and to make sure that pilgrims aren't inconvenienced either? You know, those are all sort of questions we need to think about as we end this discussion tonight. Thank you all for joining us on Left, Right and Centre.